All right, welcome everyone to the second ever edition of Ulalive Talk. Today we have a really fun session. We will be talking to the founder of SpaceIn, a satellite-based startup in Penang, and we have their founder today here, Miss Norilmi. And let's really use today's session in order to find out about her journey, her experience, get some knowledge. And if any of you have any questions, just drop it in chat and we'll take it from there. Uh, Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Norilmi.
Uh, okay, should I introduce myself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You will love
The,
to about it.
okay, thank you everyone who joined us today. My full name is Norilmi Amilia Ismail. I'm actually lecturer in University of Science Malaysia, but now also CEO and founder for SpaceIn Sdn Bhd. I born in Kuala Selangor, so I'm Selangor people living in Penang right now. And what else? How actually I'm involved in space industry. I started because I'm teaching in aerospace engineering school, which is specific on the spacecraft design. So I've been teaching for 10 years now in University of Science Malaysia, and I love on the volunteerism. So I co-founded NGO named Malaysia Space Initiative with my friends, and become the first president. Then I've also involved lots of the space educations and also uh, space tech. And I think with all this experience, I use this and I apply for the UN United Nations Space Affair Office, to be one of the mentor in their mentorship program. Got selected, and I'm now actually will be mentoring a few people. We're going to get our mentees name by this week, hopefully by tomorrow. And yeah, and I think the journey for entrepreneurship is quite exciting and challenging, but this is something that I really want to explore more.
Hmm. I think it's like a really exciting journey, especially your journey doing it on the space side of things. How did
Mhm.
you, before you even your entrepreneurship journey started, how did you get into like space and like pursue that as like your vocation, your career, your passion? How did that come along?
Okay. Everyone asking me whether do I really love space since I'm kids. I don't have really definite answer because I know that during my childhood time I love to play. So I play lots. One of my character or the team during that time is space, where we make a bunkers for like is this like a spaceship, so we pretend that we are in the spaceship, something like that. So it's still embedded in my mind. And then when I finished my matriculation in USM, I'm not sure which course that I will take. So during that time, I think aerospace is quite new in University of Science Malaysia, and I feel that,
Hmm.
oh, I love challenge, so I go for this course. I know nothing about this. I heard a bit about that during briefing. Then I tried to
Hmm.
apply. Then I got the place. So 4 years for undergraduate in University of Science Malaysia. Then I decided
Hmm.
to start working, getting experience. I'm working in Proton for 2 years. But then I feel that, oh, I want to be back to space. Then I apply for lecturership program. So then they sponsored me to Glasgow University to study a master and PhD. Then when I back from Glasgow and I start teaching, I feel that I have
Hmm.
not much support in terms of tools or educational aids to teach my student. I don't have any single satellite at all that working and can show to them. Then I'm start looking
Hmm.
for educational satellite, and I bought one from US on that time, about 1,000 ringgit. Sorry, 1,000 USD.
Hmm.
Then when I see the kits, the CanSat kits, I think that, oh, this is the thing that I can make by my own, with help of others, of course. Then I'm starting researching on how to use the satellite kit to teach a student. It started with the student in undergraduates. Then I'm trying to lower down the level for the understanding, so that student in the secondary school also can do this. And I'm apply for grant to research more how to teach the using the right pedagogy and also the module for that. And I start uh, during that time, Angkasa, or MISA now, Malaysia Space Agency, want to organize a CanSat competition, and they came to us and they bought like 10 units for our CanSat. So I'm thinking that, oh, I can start selling this. So we start doing this seriously, and I apply for the grant for the commercializations. And during the pandemic, during that time, we're thinking that, oh, this is the time we can spin off this research to be a company. And during that time also, USM opened to all lecturers to have a company. So I apply and spin off this CanSat Kit for Education, and we have a company. During that time, the co-founder, me the founder, and the co-founder actually my students and my undergraduate and postgraduate students. It's like 4 for us, and another one is friends of mine. And we pitch in front of the committee there, and they actually say that, oh yeah, you can proceed to have a company. So since that, I think that we are going for this space educations. But looking in terms of market, maybe I think that we need to do something. And during that time, Pocket Cube is quite a trend. I met the pioneer of Pocket Cube, which is Alba Orbital from Glasgow. So I met him in Singapore. And I'm thinking that this is satellite that very cheap, and you can do it very fast. And you can fly to the orbit. You can launch it. So why not you do something on that? And I'm researching what is the best for Malaysia. And I'm thinking that, oh, the best now I think is IoT. And IoT also will have a very small data. So for the small satellite is enough to accommodate for this IoT data. So that's, I think in August 2021, we start with, June, sorry, 2021, we start this Pocket Cube. Then I start looking for the grant and others, and until now, we are working for Pocket Cube and going to be launched in May.
Interesting
Yeah,
backstory,
that's so cool.
to know someone turning a hobby into a business, a real business. Before that, guys, we would like to congrats to Dr. Norilmi because she just got grant from Cradle today.
Thank
And
you.
so, do you have anyone in your family that you got inspired to do this space business? Someone that related or close to you?
Uh,
Yeah.
Not really. I'm actually, I always do something. It's not saying that I'm alone, but it it's happened that it's kind of the it's a lone ranger. You see that, right? So in my family, not so many engineers. I think I'm one or two only engineers in our family. It's a big family, and space is not really for them. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah, for everyone.
Yeah, so the inspiration is actually coming from the university itself, from the students, from others. And also when I back from Glasgow in 2014, uh, I was selected as one of the recipient for the International Astronautical Federation, where they support me to go a very big, or the biggest congress for astronautical for space in Toronto. Okay, during that time, this is my first, I think, event, a very big event. I already went to this IAC. We call this IAC a few previously, but because when I came, and also this is sponsor, and I've been exposed to lots of things. First on the leadership, so I met almost every space leaders. We have a special event, and we can exchange our knowledge. And I also met lots of young people. This is, we call that Space Generation Advisory Council. In that event, I met people who 35 years old below. So very young people, very enthusiastic on this space industry, and I got inspired from that. And I start doing my networking, and actually this is where I kick off my journey in the space industry. And I think because of that, I can set up all these things, which is the NGO company and other. The inspiration coming when you mingle or surrounded with people have the same wavelength with you. So this is actually motivate me to do more for space industry in Malaysia.
Thank you, Dr. Norilmi. So, what do you think of kind of support that you get so far to like build and grow your business? You know, like how do you tell your families that you want to pursue the space, and how are their acceptance when they
This
are
is so funny because when,
in the space industry?
yeah,
Go
my
ahead.
mom couldn't understand because the normal business, like you sell something, you got money, right? But you do this thing for like nearly 2 years, but you don't create any revenue yet. How
Yeah.
you can get money? Then suddenly you want this and that. So she quite confused with that. But I'm trying to explain them how I get money, how this business expand. And my mom is actually the one that inspired me too, because she gave me independence since I'm child, since I'm kids, and we made our own decisions. Of course, with her guidance, but most of the time we made our own decisions. So she believed in on us. So when she believed on and trust us to do something, and I think my mom is so positive, very positive person. So it's actually I inherit from that. I think that we can do something. Yes, we can do something, and you have to do. The action is very important. You can't just dreaming about it, but you do nothing. You can't achieve anything without do anything, right? So then this is where I'm thinking that, okay, I think I can do this with this positive mindset. Of course, I'm trying to go this challenge that come during my career as a CEO and also founder for SpaceIn. So now I think my family accept that and quite proud because I always mention to them, oh, I want this, I want that. Okay, we can see your progress. So must be something. Yes.
Mm. So I think the challenge is to like convey to your family that you want to start and grow a space business. You know, that's very new to everyone,
Yeah.
and I think you have a like privilege, you know, because your family really supports,
Yeah.
understands you compared to maybe everyone else. You know, it's very hard to
Yeah. I
pursue that.
even brought my stuff back home because yeah, if when we have event in KL and we don't have enough money to pay for the hotel, then I brought them home. We have at my kampong, actually we have lots of rooms so that the staff can be at my home.
Wow.
So I think my mom now knows everyone in
In the
SpaceIn.
company. I think
I think that's really awesome that you have such a supportive family, right? Like
Yeah.
backing you up.
Yes, correct.
Like one of the questions I actually had for you was your support system, right? It's good to hear you have family and things like that really provide you that oomph forward.
I think Nash is lagging.
I think Nash need to check his
But
connection.
I can talk about this support
Yeah.
system because I've been supported by lots of people around me. That's the reason why you need to have people that surround you, believe in you, and also support you. First, of course, my family. Next is my husband, of course. You imagine that every week I have to go to KL and I drive. Normally I drive to KL. I love driving as compared to fly or get on the train. And my husband allowed me to do this and that because he believed in me. I can do something. And also my in USM, my dean is really supportive. You know that a government servant, you can't do business without permission or approval from your uh, lead or from your dean, from your vice chancellor for in term of this university. And my dean really supportive. And when I apply for sabbatical leave for 9 months to focus on SpaceIn, he just allowed me and asked me to focus on SpaceIn to build our company. And also, I can see that USM also support us. The team that organize or coordinate on the startup and spin off in University of Science Malaysia really help us when I need a lot of guidance, and also maybe places. Now we don't have to pay for the rent because University of Science Malaysia actually supported in terms of the rent. We stay in University of Science Malaysia, but it's a good for university too, because when I have this company inside university, I also request my engineer to help the student. So student normally have a few competitions other than activity, other than classes, and I suggest them or recommend them to meet my engineers if they have a problem. So then my engineers, I request them to help the student so that we can see that this ecosystem actually helping each other. And this support system from university also is quite good. And the other person, or very important, also your friends that surround you. So I've been friend with this group of people where we are co-founded this NGO, and they give really really a good support. They also have networking, and because of that, they also help me to network to other people. And I think this is where you need the support from. And as a female founder, I also looking for the support from other female founders. So I met another female founders, exchanged the idea, and which is in the same space industry. This is very important. But sometimes people say that, oh, I don't have opportunity like you. Yeah, you don't have opportunity, but you can find the opportunity. Go find it. Not just wait to opportunity to come to you. If you want to somebody to support you, maybe you have to go and ask them. So this is what I'm doing now. I know that I don't really have experience in the business, but I'm trying to find somebody to guide me also. And looking for the mentor is a must. I can say that in beginning I don't really have a mentor, but now I have a few people that I can ask for, and this is very important.
That sounds very great, actually, Narin. I wanted to also ask you, how was your transition from educational background into entrepreneurship actually like? So, what skills, or maybe not necessarily industry knowledge only, but skills or those, hard and soft skills that you carried on into your business as well?
Mm-hmm. uh, I heard that some people said that, oh, you are so lucky because you already expert in your area, then you having business in your expertise, so it's easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is things that really help me, because I need others. When you start a business, yes, you may be in the technical, you are very expert on that, but you have to manage the team, you have to manage the company. This is another skill that you need. And I'm so thankful because I'm engaging, or I'm involved in volunteerism a lot. So this has really helped me. I have a few NGOs that I involved with other than Malaysia Space Initiative. I also being involved in other NGOs. So these NGOs actually built my character also in terms of leaderships, and also in terms how to handle people. So when people see me, I'm actually a people person. I can see that, but I don't really have a business background, so it's quite hard for me. And in terms of that, I think I need to learn about that so much. So what I did is read a lot. Of course, you can see behind me actually all the business book. And yeah, you have to read a lot, but reading is part of that. But you can have another experience sharing with other seasonal businessmen or entrepreneurs. They can share their experience. This is another way you can get all the knowledge about business. But along the way, actually, you're going to learn something. Yeah, this when I'm started, I'm not sure to make decisions. So I'm the one that prone to delay to give decision, not the give a quick decision, something like that. No, I will think a lot, can be overthinking also, which is not really good. But I think this is happened to most of women. I'm not sure, but people say that you are overthinking. No, it's not really overthinking, but we don't want to face a bigger risk in the future. So we tend to think and become overthinking. But I train myself also not to overthinking, and also I'm trying to delegate the task. This is another things that I'm trying to do, because as a lecturer, because you are actually working for yourself. You prepare your notes and everything, prepare the class module, prepare the activities. This is by yourself. Nobody asks you to do that. So I used to work alone. And when I need to the transition to be a entrepreneur, to be a leader in one big, for the few people in the company. So this is transition where you can't do everything. You have to delegate the work. Otherwise, it's going to be slower the pace, or maybe your growth will become slower, and your team will not learn much. So I'm trying to force myself to ask them to do this and that, even though it's not really perfect, because sometimes when they do something, I don't see that, oh, I can do that better. But then, okay, they need to, I have to teach them or let them learn first, then trying to do something after that. Then I think because of that, I can see most of my staff grow, and when they independence, but at the same time you guide them, so it's easy for them to work with you. So the transition is more because the nature of work is so different between academia and also industry. So, and industry also, you need to be very fast. You are in the fast pace. But in academia, you tend to be complacent or comfortable. Yeah, you are at your own pace. Nobody cares about you, because if you want to hire another level, like from professor Madia to professor, it's up to you. You are better with yourself. You not compete with each other. But when you jump to this entrepreneur, you have to look for the bigger picture. You have to look for the competitor. You have to think this and that. So it's very fast paced for me, but I'm slowly trying to adapt that. So don't really stressful on that. I think along the way you can adapt this, but don't also getting like overwhelmed and stop doing that. You're going to learn a bit and bit along the way.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of being a female founder, right? Not only it's already kind of a challenge in a certain way, but you're also a female founder in an industry dominated by males, since STEM is pretty much, male surroundings, male CEOs.
Mhm.
So I guess, what experience has that been like for you, being a female CEO, especially in aerospace engineering? Because, yeah.
Yeah, aerospace engineering itself actually male dominated area. So I can say that during my master study, we have 8 people in the class, not so many, from various nations, and I'm the only girls in that class. So I think I'm getting used become a minority as a female in dominated areas. So what you have to do is the first one is you need to be brave enough, and you have to think that you only different with them on the physiological uh, part, but on intellectual and others, actually you can be the same with others, so you're not competing to be very strong or other things. So this need to be better in the mind. And also we used to female, I mean, used to feel that we can't do this and that, we are not better because of this and that. This I think need to be changed, and you may try, you have to try first. And I'm grateful that I've been surrounded with the men that support me. So this is the things you need to have somebody to support you, right? So I in the group of startup industry for the space industry, yes, I'm the only founder, female founder, but we are really close to each other. So we know the industry, and we exchange and exchange the ideas or help each other. So you need a very good relation. And in terms of when you go abroad and you meet other people also, where you are not really you are in the male dominated area, you meet a lots of male out there for the founders. I think it's not much difference. They don't really treat you like you are female, so you've been treated differently. No, they will treat us like normal. So just be friend with them, talk to them. And sometimes I found that people are afraid to say hi first for me. Maybe because the culture, this is happen when I'm go abroad, the culture, and they saw that I'm wearing hijab. Maybe they don't know the best way how to approach me. So what I'm doing is to break the ice. I'm the one that say hi and also do and talk with them. So then after that, I can see that they are more comfortable to talk to me. Just be brave, I think. That's the very most important.
Interesting. And Dr. Noemi, actually, once when we once met at hackathon last time, I personally think that at the time you have like serious vibes. It's very hard to approach you or maybe like to ask you questions, and for those who just joined and who don't know, Dr. Norilmi completed her degree uh, at 2012. She's a wife. She's a founder and CEO of SpaceIn, a Picosatellite company for IoT. And are you ready for the tougher questions?
Yes.
All right. I think most of us wants to know, right? And how does Dr. Nohimi manage her time as a wife, as a founder and CEO of a very male-dominated industry like space in? How do you manage your time? You also as a lecturer, so how do you manage your time in between all these three? Because these three are totally different, you know, kind of environment that needs you to adapt quickly, that needs you to readjust your how you because maybe in at a company you are very strict boss, you are um, very demanding, you want completed tasks very fast. Maybe at home you are very lovely to your husband, you're lovely to your husband, right? So we want to know how do you manage time and how you readjust yourself.
Uh, I think I just being me. Uh, I'm strict, but at the same time, I'm approachable. Actually, I know I have the face like it's very garang one, and people, can I push her? I can push her. No, it's okay. I'm very approachable actually. And when you start talking to me, I can talk non-stop. Sorry. And managing the time is I think is more on the priority. So you have to put your priority. So a certain day that I need to put priorities on my family, so I put the priority from family. At a certain day I need to put my priority to the business, so I'm doing things for the business. So sometimes my husband saw me doing works late night because that's important during that time. So you have to know which one to prioritize. Because multitasking, I before this I believing in multitasking, but now I don't think multitasking is good because you need focus. So you need to prioritize which task that you have to do first. So this, I think I have changed from multitasking to prioritizations after I'm starting this business. And I think which one have to go first, I have to do that. And you're not going to be very stressed when you do this prioritization. Prioritize the most important thing first. And also you need you may get help from your family, husband or wife. And my husband also very helpful. So sometimes when I coming home, oh, I'm so tired, I can't cook. No, never mind. We go out eating out there. So okay, that's easy for me. And to be a lecturer also, I'm not really strict lecturer. I'm very friendly with my student. I can hang out together with the students because I love hang out with the young one. This is part of my I think what I love to do, which is nurturing the young people to be someone. So be part of them and encourage them to do something is so inspiring and motivating me also. That's the reason why the reason also for me to have this company, because I want to open the opportunity to my student to work with space industry, because they keep asking me before this, doctor, where we can work in Malaysia for the space industry. I don't have any answer because the industry is not that big during that time. It's like 2-3 years ago. But currently we can see the trend that is more space industry emerging, because now we can call that we are entering the new space economy era where everything a lot cheaper. The launch also quite cheaper. So the satellite becomes smaller and become cheaper. So everybody can involve in space industry. And space industry is quite big, the area is quite big. It's not only satellite and rocket, it's a lot of things, other things, insurance, finance, and other things. So you have to look on that. And back to the juggling between my career as a CEO and also a wife and lecturer. Yeah, back to the priority. You have to prioritize which one can come first. And luckily for me, I'm taking sabbatical for 9 months, meaning that I can focus more on SpaceIn. But at the same time, because SpaceIn inside USM, so my dean still called me to help him. So I'm actually love to help school if they request me to do anything. So still, let's see in March when I start teaching again. Hopefully, I can manage this thing.
We have a compliment from one of our audience, Jiha, very inspiring, especially in the aerospace industry, Dr. Norilmi. Guys, if
Thank
you want
you.
to ask questions, just put your comments there and we will continue to ask Dr. Norilmi.
Yeah, open for discussions.
Yeah. Anesh, I think we cannot hear you.
No, Nash, we can't hear you.
Okay, doctor. What do you think of among the audience? They want to know what's the opportunity there for people, for students that want to pursue in a aerospace space industry. So, what do you think of the opportunity in space for 2023? What is the space trend currently happening now?
Um, let I just say about this. The space industry is now, I can see, is emerging, and we can see that a few startup now in Malaysia for the space industry, and it's not now. Maybe in 2-3 years time, more job opening in this space industry, because it's related to how this startup will grow. When it's grow bigger, meaning that they're going to hire more. We can see now Angkasa X is currently is growing and becoming bigger, then they hiring more people. So same to goes to the space in when the investment come and we going bigger, then we can open more job opportunities for others. But you have to know that space actually very specialized niche area. So normally you need to have like master degree for that. But for my company, I'm hiring undergraduates, but they have to go for trainings because they need to know at least about the space environment, about the orbital mechanics a bit, to design the satellite, so that from there they can learn more and they can have a training and also do something innovative way. And the opportunity is there now, but maybe you need to wait 2 or 3 years to become to have more jobs for those who interested to involve in the space industry. But don't limit uh, yourself inside this in Malaysia, because outside Malaysia, around the world globally, the space industry has become so big. And you know that nowadays people know Elon Musk, people know Josh Bezos, we know SpaceX, Blue Origin, lots of things. Then we know about that, meaning that we have more companies out there. So opportunity is actually bigger, and you can try to find a job maybe in other countries, because I know that a few Malaysians become a satellite engineer in other country, in UK, in Japan. So don't limit yourself in Malaysia. But if you have opportunity in Malaysia, then maybe you can apply that. So I think in the future, yes, we going to have this space industry, and Malaysia also this year they are focusing on space industry too. We know that currently agency like space agency Malaysia, and also might also will coordinate space industry in Malaysia. And I've already talked to Ketua Station for the MOSTI. Space industry will be part of their agenda too. So I can see that government now also supporting the space industry. It's not like few years back ago, when we have the Razak side. After Razak side, it's a very quiet time for this industry, because you know what happened to Razak sides. Then after that, we are trying to gain the momentum, and I can see that now is the time for us to involve in the space industry.
Nice. So listen, guys. So government is taking this seriously and going to forward. And so, Dr. Noemi, do you mind to share any other openings that will take place in your company? Any other roles that you're hiring, so we can share to our audience?
Currently, we don't really have any hiring, but maybe in 5 months from now, maybe something. I will. You can check our Facebook, our LinkedIn for SpaceIn, also my LinkedIn. If any opening, we will share with you. Currently, SpaceIn having six employee, and we having like four engineers working on our first technology demonstration satellite. And of course, we're going to start our next satellite in February on the design. And during that time, I think along the way we need more engineers to come in. And of course, we are planning to launch another 2, 3, or 4 satellites next year. Hopefully, we get all the funding for that. Hopefully, and then I think we can start hiring more people.
Okay. Speaking of funding, actually, one of the questions from the audience was, how did you get funding for this venture? Because there's a probably an assumption that not all investors invest in space technologies, right? Especially something like satellites. So we would love to know how and where did you acquire funding, and maybe hackathons that you joined and you would like to share your experience too.
we started getting seed fund from University of Science Malaysia during that time when I start this business. We get like 40,000 from USM, but it's not enough. But during that time, we only have one staff. And along the way, of course, use your own money, your family money, your friends' money. This is in the early stage. I think if you need to be brave enough, you need to believe in your dream, and you have to put something on that, right? So I put lots of my money also in SpaceIn, and then I started looking for the funding via grants. I'm actually applying for Teraju. I saw Teraju advertisement. I applied Teraju and got accepted. And then during that time, actually, that's the first time I know about pitching. I know about slide, how to make a slide and everything. And I should be thankful to the team who taught me about this thing, because I've been pitching like I think every day for a month, for at least 2 weeks, because they asked us to practice pitching for 2 weeks. Every day I will going to pitch to the mentor. So pitching until they satisfied with my pitch. So because of that, I think I can, and also because the experience teaching in the class, this really helped me to deliver the message during pitching. It needed to be very clear, it needed to be straightforward, and also not so technical. You know that my experience with other lecturer also who trying to be in this business, when they do the slide, they put everything there. You know, in the class, a lecturer put everything there. So this is me at the first time, and when they saw, no, you can't do this during pitching, it's only this and that. Okay, I'm practice from there. And then from the Traju, I won Traju, and I think that, okay, we need another grant maybe. So I applied for Cradle, and also then I saw MDEC. I'm applied for MDEC also, and I got Cradle. They just announced, but we actually got confirmation in September. But they just announced about it. And then recently, my hackathon. My hackathon actually, I'm not really aware with my hackathon, but the coaches during Teraju also coaches for my hackathon. They asked me, Norilmi, why not you join this? Because I know that your company has potential, and also then I'm trying to look and trying to apply for my hackathon, and then I won the hackathon for the first problem. And from there, I think that I think from MDEC Idea Kita, which I won the first place for MDEC Idea Kita, I can see that the acceptance for the space company actually good among the investor, because I know when I receive the prize and going back at my seat after that, lots of investors come in and ask about this, and they can see there's an opportunity in the space industry. And I'm so glad that they can see that, because at first when I ventured this in this space industry, I'm not sure whether people can accept or not on this space industry, because you know that space industry need very big capital, but you have also to think and also do some innovations that reduce the price. So this is the keywords, and you have to look for the low hanging fruit, what the needs from Malaysia, and from there actually you can try to solve the problem. Problem is very important. I know all the startup should solve the problem. So you need to find very genuine problem, not you create some problem and you try to solve that. So this genuine problem actually the pain point which people try to solve, and from there you come up with a lot of solution, then you choose the best. So this is what I did. I'm study first on the market, which the best for the satellite manufacturing. I want to build satellite, but I have to know what the purpose of the satellite, what's the best for Malaysia. But at the same time, you have to think, you have to expand the market. It's not only Malaysian market. So you know that this is need in Malaysia, but at the same time, it's also need globally. So you can expand the market. But also you have to think what your niche, what makes you different from others. Because this is one question when Digital National asked me. Currently, there's a lot of satellite IoT. What makes you different? So we have to think about this. Maybe different in terms of costing, different in terms of the technology. So lots of things. So now I start studying each of my competitor. What is the niche of them? So from there, I think we can come up with something. So don't be lazy. Study also your competitors and maybe study the market, and hopefully that you can do something from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
When I first saw Dr. Norilmi pitch on hackathon, I told myself that wow, it's an impressive pitch. So it's like, you know, you don't have a stage fright. You are very confident. You know what you are doing. That's a very important part. So I said, okay, she's going to win this hackathon for sure. But
But
I,
you know, actually, being confident is a skill that you can learn.
oh, we can learn.
Yes, you can learn this.
Mm.
Because it's need practice. The more you go pitching to people, the more you confidence with yourself. Because you know everything. People start become not confident because they feel that they might forget this and that. But if you know everything about your things you want, what you want to talk about, normally the confidence will be built up. And go
Mhm.
for the training. Talk to people a lot, go to stage a lot, then I think slowly you can build this confidence. It's a skill actually for me.
I think among our audience is people who wants to start a business, people who wants to learn pitch. So if you guys haven't watched Dr. Noemi pitch, please do search for. Is there any available online? One of
I
your.
Yeah, I think the one in my hackathon for DNB, they record everything like live, and it's still there in Facebook. You can go. I'm the first one gift for the pitch.
So I suggest
Yeah.
you search and learn from the best pitch. Uh, and but
Yeah.
after this live one-to-one session, Dr. Noemi,
Yeah, yeah, can just say hi to my LinkedIn if you need help.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually offering help to for pitching. I help my friend also who want to pitch. Look at their slide, because I think this is the knowledge that I learned from others that I should share from to other people too.
Yeah. I think same thing with Afam. First time I heard you pitch, I was blown away, right? And I think mine was at um what was the name of the event? MDEX Idea Kita. I was like, wow, what confidence. And you did mention that confidence is a skill.
yep,
And for and I think one of the challenges that Malaysian founders have is they're very scared to be the outspoken one. They're very scared to take that step and actually take action. They have an idea of a startup or idea of something they want to do, and they always are like creating self-doubt. Normally, you mentioned that this is a learned skill that you picked up after a while, how you got around it. What tips could you give people that are kind of facing those challenges?
I think you have to overcome your feeling of scared. Just go. You know that okay. People will we say that, oh, you are not really good pitch or anything, but just go for it. Just do that, and along the time you will the skill will be polished. Yeah,
Mm,
it's like you are practicing for running, for jogging. You know, for the first time, maybe the pace is not that fast, but along the time when you go for training and jogging every day, you can see that it's going to be better. So it's same for the skill. Skill will be better if you do again and again, repeatedly.
mm,
so
yeah.
practice
Yeah, the tip is you just when you met people, you will just tell them, I have this business, this is that. Then it's actually you are practicing your pitch. This is what
So
I'm
guys,
doing now.
practice
Yeah.
is perfect. So I think the best person for you to pitch is your mom, because if you can convey the message and she understand what you're doing, what you plan to do, what's your business idea, means you get the message right.
Yes,
So,
correct. My coach during Teraju, the first thing that he said to me is try to pitch me, but imagine me makcik jual nasi lemak.
yeah,
Still remember that. Okay, then okay, I have to pitch it with not using any jargon so that she understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, adding on to that, I've seen quite a few startups pitch, in my time, and I think the key thing that separates like really good pitches and great pitches is the focus, right? Sometimes we focus too much on your product and all these other details and stuff like that, but sometimes going to your story, right? A story that anyone can relate to always tends to go that little bit further, right? When you touch people's
Yes,
hearts, you open their wallets. So
correct.
if you can touch their heart, you will always score high. You'll always have people willing to follow up with you. I think that's one very important part of pitching, I think.
Okay, yeah, correct. I saw one question there about, but I can't see the question. This is about how long satellite, but I can't
yep.
really read it.
We have question from Mike. So, how long does it take to launch a satellite? The process.
Okay, it depends on how complicated is your satellite. So satellite have a different size. The bigger your satellite, the more time you need to produce or manufacture the satellite. So for me, my technology demonstration satellite is very small, 5 cm times 5 cm times 5 cm. So it's like you can just put on your palm there. And to make that satellite is actually can take, if you already have all the design, you start the design, everything, it can take like 6 months to finish the product. Sorry. And then you need to get approval for your frequency, so this will take some time, and then you have to book for the launch, so it can take like a year or less than that. So this depends on the your satellite. And if you have a satellite that inherit from the previous design, it will be shorter cycle for that. So we are thinking that we're going to have a constellation, which is more satellite up there like Starlink. And once we finalize the design for the first satellite, we just can copy from that, and meaning that we can manufacture the satellites faster. So the first one is very important. Then the next will be very short cycle to make it. So I can see that hopefully in the next year we can launch at least 4 satellite. The size is like 10 or 15 times 5 times 5 times 5. So it's still small satellite, because we want to reduce the cost for the launch. You know that launch actually this depends on the weight of the mass for the satellite. The smaller, meaning the weight is less, so that you can reduce the cost for the launch. And but there is limitation for the satellite if you have a very small satellite. So now we are focusing on the IoT, so that the reason why we can shrink our satellite become smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe one more question I might have, Norilmi, is especially now you have kind of gotten your steps in a row. You've found an interesting balance between your professional life, your startup life, and your home life. What's next for you? Like, especially in a year to come, where do you see yourself and SpaceIn going, maybe?
Okay, this is very tough question for me because I'm wearing a few hats, right? So the decision is quite tough for me. I'm still thinking whether I want to have a unpaid leave, so that I can focus on space in, or I can do
Uh-huh.
both. But I'm looking that by in 1 year, by next year, we see that space in will be grow bigger in terms of the numbers of staff, and also we going to start for our commercializations, and we going to commercialize the services, and this actually will uh, for me is another phase for space in. So I need to prepare my team to go to this phase. So it's so different, because in early startup the culture will be different once investment come in, and it's going to be very fast paced, so you have to change the culture. So you need to really look on who you are hiring, and also how you actually train your staff that already there to change their culture. So this is challenge for me, but at the same time, I'm quite exciting to see the growth of the company. And I hope that Malaysia also have a very good ecosystem to support the space industry. And I can see that because I'm engaged with a few agencies now, and they are starting to try to help or support space industry. So you will see that next year there's more space startup, and also for SpaceIn, because we got support from governments and other agency, and also from the VC. I think something will be different for next year. Hopefully, yes.
That's great to hear. That's really, really great to hear.
All right. So I
Yeah,
guess,
go ahead.
okay, Nash, sorry. So I guess since we are already it's already 10 p.m. So I guess what's one piece of advice, or to be honest, a phrase or wise words that you would offer or say to future entrepreneurs, not necessarily in space industry, but also if they are joining industries such as space? Um, Basically, what piece of advice would you offer to the upcoming entrepreneurs?
I think the most important is consistency. You have to consistent in doing any action. And also you can dream, but you have to do something now and keep on doing that. I think this consistency actually pushed me to where I am now. If I give up earlier, maybe I'm not in this stage. I know that because this space industry is quite challenging, need very big capital, but I keep doing that, keep on doing that, and also try to get knowledge from others, experience from others, and I think the most important also get support so that you don't feel overwhelmed and also feel like want to give up in the certain stage. If you have somebody motivate you, give a support for you, then you will keep going. So that's important to have this uh, resilience, right? And also the grit is very important.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I
think
think
one last question from me. Can Dr. Me?
Yeah, 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 of course.
Uh, I think all of us want to know where do you see yourself in 5 years for you yourself and SpaceIn. So could you like
I'm
enlighten?
calculating my age. Can I pension on that time? uh, in 5 years from now, it's supposed for me, if yeah, we are following the roadmap for SpaceIn, SpaceIn should be a big enough penetrate the Asian market, and maybe me or other person will be the CEO, but I'm still will be like directors in the company. But 5 years from now, of course, something will be changed, and I'm not sure whether I'm still in University of Science Malaysia. If Space In very success on that time, maybe I already be in full time in Space In. So this is something that I'm not really sure, but yeah, we see what will happen in next few years.
mhm.
Interesting, interesting. I cannot wait to see SpaceIn getting acquired soon.
Yeah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Right. Okay. I think we almost passed our time now. And any last piece, Natch?
Yep, I just wanted to say it was a real pleasure talking to you, Norilmi. I think like really got a lot of good insights. As long as my internet was surviving on me, I really
I- I'm
enjoyed the
waiting.
session.
I'm waiting difficult question from you.
Not enough difficult.
there was a lot of protection for you today because every time I had a good question, my internet just disappeared. So all good. I think it was a really good conversation. And I look forward to hearing more about what you do and seeing you progress in the coming months and years coming forward.
Yeah. Can I share something on what we are doing now?
Yes,
Sure.
sure.
Sorry, we do. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, this is one thing that we are doing, which is high altitude balloon. So we do this for the space photography. So whoever want to have something wow, maybe they can request our services for this. So you can advertise with the background of space, but we're not really reach space yet. Space start at 100 kilometers. We call that Karman line. But this is a part of our portfolio from our customers. So you can see that, yeah, we have a few, we fly a few. This is balloon that bursts, and this is the balloon up there. So we use balloon for the services. So you can pass me if you need this kind of services.
Interesting. I have something in my mind already.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm already thinking of like a Valentine's thing. Send my girlfriend's face up there.
Yeah, yeah. You can propose from space.
Wow. Okay, I'm a bit too young for that, but still, quite a cool concept, lah. That would be really fun.
Nice.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right. Yeah. So I guess if I could summarize some of the main points that I also learned today from Dr. Norilmi is having a good support system definitely matters. That includes both your family, friends, but also your mentors and advisors. Also, it's very important to be brave, especially in industries where you're not necessarily in the majority, such as aerospace engineering. And the third one is that confidence as a skill can be mastered, and anyone can be confident if you really want to. So, thank you, Dr. Naomi, so much for joining us today, for giving so much insights and yeah, knowledge into this industry, as well as your life and how you became the entrepreneur you are today. One of the audience members says that he really needs a mentor right now. So I guess
I
doing
think for Hyrule, I think mentor, you can start by attending lots of startup event. From there, you get networking. From networking, they can connect you to the right people. This is what I did. You can in Penang also. I went to a few events. Penang Digital host the event. So the same face you see, and also then people will start knowing you. And the other thing is you can start applying for any incubator or any competition. It's helped me when I be part of the competition, and people start knowing you and know your product, and then it's easily for you to connect to other people.
Yep.
True. Actually, a lot of people willing to help, offering help. You never
Correct.
know. And yep, I think thank you, Dr. Norimi, for joining us today,
Thank
and
you for
for
inviting me.
guys who join us today. Thank you so much. And for those who wants to follow Dr. Norimi on LinkedIn, we will provide the link in the chat. And after this, we also share the videos of today in our social networks. And please do share and follow. Thank you so much, Dr. Norimi.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.